How can technology redefine the role of finance within a business? Well, today we're going to be speaking with the CEO of a company called Serrala, and they're a company that has been at the forefront of financial process automation for more than 4 decades. His name's Axel, and under his leadership, Serrala has evolved to harness AI-driven scenario modelling and predictive analytics to provide clients with near real-time insights into their financial health. But I want to explore how these innovations have helped transform finance from a strategic gatekeeper to a creator of substantial value for a business, and how that journey has almost got a few parallels with the world of IT too. And we'll also discuss the pivotal role of customer-centric product development and its role in transformation too. So buckle up and hold on tight, because no matter where you're listening in the world today, I'm going to be beaming your ears all the way to Hamburg, Germany, where Axel's waiting to speak with us. So a massive warm welcome to the show. Can you tell everyone listening a little about who you are and what you do?
First of all, Neil, thank you so much to have me here and to really appreciate our conversation. So I'm Axel Rebien. I'm the CEO of Serrala. I stepped into Serrala a couple of years ago. I started as a CFO, and I came from a background in tech, in fashion, in payments and healthcare, where I took several executive positions as CEO and CFO. So I'm based in Hamburg. This is where our lovely headquarters is. We call it Sky Campus because the Sky Campus, we are very directly at the airport here in Hamburg. And if the wind is right, we can even smell the tires where the airplanes are landing. So the building is pretty new. And for me, it's a very, very convenient situation, as I do live very close to the head office and a little bit to the outer side of Hamburg with my family, 2 kids, dog, a cat, and 2 horses. So that's a Rebien family as such. And yeah, I really love to be in our headquarters, to have the contract to our more than 700 Serralians. Here in Hamburg, we have roughly 300 people out of 700 around the globe. So we serve with 700 Serralians, and we do have offices beside Hamburg in Barcelona, in Pune, which is Indian, in Chicago, in Bucharest, Romania, and in Amstelveen, close to Amsterdam. Yeah, now work for Serrala. At Serrala, we deliver outstanding and best-in-class financial process automation solutions to leading global companies on SAP beyond. We do that since 40 years, so we are still young at heart. We call us as a fintech. However, we already have a 40-year history, and this year is a very specific year for us as we have the 40th anniversary of our company. Yeah, and from a solution perspective, we digitalize the office of the CFO, and we are focused on the order to cash side on the one side, and then on the other side on the procure to pay side, and in the middle of it we have the cash treasury solution. So this is from a content perspective what we do. And we do this for more than 2,500 companies across the globe.
Wow, that is incredible. And listening to your own backstory there in your career, you've covered everything from finance, fashion, healthcare, technology. I'm curious, where did your love of technology come from? There seems to be a lot going on now. Did you begin in tech? Have you always been interested in tech? I feel there's got to be a story there.
Yeah, indeed. I mean, the thing where everything comes together is the finance side of the house. Yeah. So, and I'm always coming from starting the banking area. I was always focusing on the finance side, on the CFO side of the house, and the finance side of the house. So talking about a balance sheet, cash flow, P&L, this is the same across all sectors. And this is why I love to start and to work as a CFO, because as such, you obviously can step into many different areas, into many different sectors. But all these sectors are coming together on one side again, which is P&L, balance sheet, and cash flow. And that makes it unique. And this is why I love to be a CFO and to start as a CFO. And now I have the very convenient situation that I can combine everything, so to speak, so that I can develop with our company really tools that I was really looking for from a CFO perspective for a very long time,
Yeah, and I'm glad you said that, because when I was doing a little research on you before you came on the podcast, I was reading how you've described adopting the mindset of a CFO to drive Serrala's focus on developing solutions that essentially truly matter to your customers. It did feel like a unique mindset to me. So can you share how this approach has maybe helped shape your leadership style and indeed the culture within the entire organization too?
I strongly believe in the power of putting yourself into your customer's shoes to lead a company and a business successfully. So this is really what I'm love to do, and as such, I'm really in a unique position, which is a huge strength that my background is in finance and that I served as CFO for many years, not just here within Serrala, as said, also many other companies before becoming the CEO of Serrala. So still today, it deeply influences how I approach my role as a CEO. Here at Serrala, our customer is really the finance function, the office of the CFO. So when I go into meetings here in Serrala, I always put my hat and the customer's hat on and just look as a customer to whatever happens when we discuss new products, when we develop things, and I go back and step back and, okay, what would I do and what would I say to this as a CFO? And that includes also head of treasury, the debtor side of the house, and the accounts payable side of the house. And I love to bring over back the conversation to what we develop, that this really needs to hit the customer's demand. So for every decision, I always ask myself, if it's really making notable difference to my role as a CFO or as a head of treasury, or is it really that we liberate in our organization of our customers from manual work, because this is ridiculous. So finance process automation can clearly take away all these manual processes, so that the finance team really can focus more on the content and not just putting the figures together. It's more reading and analyze and to decide and to advise what to do based on these figures. So this is really in my DNA. And then also what really matters, and this leadership is our time to value. Coming from a CFO perspective, I always said, okay, it does not make any sense to really have a Porsche in-house whenever this Porsche really cannot bring the horsepower and the speed to the street at the end of the day. So for me, time to value is really makes a difference. And this is what I really want to see from our organization and from our solutions once they are implemented within our customers' world.
When it comes to customer-centric product development, how does stepping into your customer's shoes, how's that influence product development process at Serrala? And is any, example or use case or customer story that you could share that would bring to life how that mindset shift has led to a specific innovation or even change in your solutions?
It definitely had a huge impact. So we, for example, which is very normal in our industry, we overhaul and we develop and improve our solutions day by day. And putting the customer's hat on and discussing things with customers first is very important, so that you do not just develop things that maybe a customer does not need in whatever kind of case. And bringing this to the table, again, with the customer's hats on, can really make a difference. So when we overhaul a solution, when we improve a solution, from time to time, I do see things where I said, okay, that might be from a development perspective and from an IT perspective helpful, but not from a functional perspective. And when I go in there and say, does it really make sense from a customer perspective? Or does it mean that a customer may have to do a few clicks more work on the bookkeeping or on the reconciliation and so on and so forth. And then just a few clicks per item can we serve to really large enterprises can at the end of the day create a hell of a lot of incremental work. And this is what I need to avoid. And just with this mindset, so that every click, every detail in the sum at the end of the day can be big. So this is what I've seen, and this is what I try to stop whenever I see it. And this is where my experience really helps to really sharpen that mindset. And then also again, always push the organization to talk to the customers, not to develop their things, because from whatever perspective, it seems to be a pretty close solution. Now we need to develop what the customer needs. And it sounds easy, but this is just what we need to do.
And as someone that is a guy with a strong financial mindset, I know that cash count keeps CFOs up at night, and especially in an era where with global conflict, economic uncertainty, etc., it seems to exacerbate that. So in what ways has Serrala addressed some of these concerns directly, and how have your solutions evolved to better support working capital optimization?
You're very right, Neil. So optimizing cash count is the very core of the concerns and focus of the CFO. I mean, why? Because you brought it already to the point. You can even have a negative equity in your balance sheet that maybe cannot or is not a problem at the end of the day. What is a problem is really if you run out of cash, then the story is just over. And this is why CFOs typically really focus on cash every hour, every minute, just to have enough cash so that the company as such can survive. And this is really the reason why Serrala has been built 40 years ago. So Serrala, since 40 years, is really creating software to improve the inbound and the outbound cash flow view, and also the focus on optimizing it. And this is typically what drives optimizing cash flow, optimizing working capital. So this is typically what improve the cash situation of the organization. And this is still, since 40 years today, our core focus that we really challenge this cash flow generation. So our solutions here at Serrala are built through a deep understanding that finance leaders need to have control and visibility of cash flow and into and out of the organization. So this is the DNA of our organization that lead typically to the point where our customers can have a full control about the financial picture. And that differentiates also Serrala, that we're just not looking on how to get to an improved cash flow. At the end of the day, we really go around. So we really analyze the entire financial process of an organization. So we see the full picture before we implement a solution into our customers' SAP landscape. We really look into the workflow, into the structure of that organization. We have experts just looking with workshops together with the customers, customer centricity. So and analyze really the entire process. And once we have a deeper understanding of this process, we help them also to improve this process, and that typically leads to a significant improvement on the cash flow, on the cash flow side. And then you are able to, even this macroeconomic weaker times, to survive and always to have enough cash in your balance sheet and on your account. And on the other side, even if we then have too much cash, so there are opportunity costs to it, and also there we can help to improve what to do with the excess cash flow and so on. So this is the DNA of our organization. And for a CFO, this is why you typically say, okay, cash counts, cash is king. Yeah, it's all around these figures. And the truth, as I always said, the truth of an organization lays on the bank account. If you have cash there, the world is okay. And this is what we just here at Serrala help to improve for our customers.
And as we've mentioned, Serrala has been in business for 40 years now, and technology is beginning to solve some of the problems that we're talking about today. And we've done brilliantly. It's a tech podcast, and we've lasted 15 minutes before mentioning the AI word, and but it does play such a critical role, especially in predictive analytics in your world too. And Serrala leverages AI-driven scenario modeling and predictive analytics to provide this real-time visibility into financial health, which again feels like a huge game-changer moment. So how do you see these technologies continue to evolve, and what impact do you think they will have on that more strategic role of finance functions within a business?
AI is indeed deeply transformative when it comes to financial forecasting and planning processes through its capabilities in predictive analytics. So this is the big asset of AI. We here at Serrala use machine-based rules and AI, as I think the combination of both really make the difference. So our solutions get to nearly 100% of automation ratios when it comes to the daily operations, and we combine that here with AI driven forecast scenarios and AI-driven analytics to get to this predictive forecast elements. This is for us very important that we just not automate what is currently on a day-to-day perspective within the company, but also to get the best knowledge around to create scenarios. So what will happen with the cash flow in the future based on past experience, based on what is currently out there in the whatever kind of environment, from a supplier's perspective, from a customer perspective. This is where we take an eye with AI on it, so that we put everything together into one solution. And we really, by doing so, we combine the automated finance function and develop that to an autonomous one, because this is what will happen. So the finance function as such will become, ideally seen from our perspective, a fully autonomous solution in the next future. For the time being, the finance function has always been focused on looking at the past revenues. But really this now with AI based on data-driven predictive analytics, this can now be also predict to some extent the future. And again, seen from a customer's perspective, seen from a CFO perspective, it's very good if you have a scenario-based analysis when it comes to the future. And this is what you can predict and combine with AI. Here at Serrala, also we are using AI for capturing purposes. So we have it in many of our products when it comes to how can I read invoices, how can I reconcile data, and so on. There we are using the latest state-of-the-art technology, and also with this technology we could improve still the capturing ratios, and we are now talking really about 80, 90, up to 100% capturing ratios. And also here, every basis points higher capturing ratio, it makes a huge difference when we talk about thousands and millions of invoices or of reconciliation elements. And this makes the difference. Yeah? So therefore, in essence, the integration of AI for predictive analytics is really what empowers CFOs to shift their attention from routine transactional tasks to really high-level strategic processes. And this is what counts for our customers.
And I would imagine also from your customer's perspective, the key word here is going to be integration, how it works with other solutions that they use. And one of the things that stood out to me, when I was researching you, is Serrala Suite is embedded into SAP and makes it intuitive and easy to configure too. So it's ticking a few of those pain points that many business leaders will have. So how important is that seamless integration for your clients from those conversations that you're having? And how is it enhancing the user experience and efficiency for CFOs and their teams. Anything you can share around that?
Yeah, it's about our history here at Serrala has always been very closely tied to SAP. We believe that SAP is and will remain the best ERP out there. Both of our companies, SAP and Serrala, were founded in Germany, and we know very, very, very well how SAP works. We are deeply interconnected to SAP. And seamless integration into SAP is a key for us. Again, coming from a customer's perspective, you don't want to touch data twice, and ideally, once the data is coming to whatever way into your system, it goes throughout the entire ERP and beyond systems. And this is why we are creating solutions on stack. And on stack for us means on the one side embedded on the private cloud, but we also can do it in a fully public cloud way. So we also have a multi-tenant cloud-based solution available. However, what we talk about on stack, so again, embedded private cloud or on a multi-tenant cloud base, so the seamless data integration, that is really key for us. And also, we ensure that our solutions really work with the latest state-of-the-art SAP solutions called S/4HANA. We fit to their current RISE initiative, and whatever SAP is doing, we ensure that our solutions again are fully integrated into it, and that they allow a seamless data integration. Whatever SAP is doing, so to speak, it fits to what we do. And as such, you can say SAP is a big tanker, and we are a speedboat around, and we ensure that that everything works seamlessly for our customers. And seamless things for me just not mean the seamless data integration. It also means from a user experience perspective that ideally you do not see any difference. Again, coming from a customer's perspective, the accounting teams, the bookkeeping teams, whenever they work within SAP, they do not even see that in the background. It's in Serrala's solution, because the touch and feel, how you look into the system, what you see on your screen, this is perfectly integrated in SAP. This is also when we speak about seamless things, we also extend and expand that to the user experience and to the user interface side of the house. So ideally, you do not see any difference from a customer perspective. What does that mean? For sure, it again increases the user friendliness. It also increases the effectiveness of our solutions.
And I also read that you're someone that's incredibly passionate about elevating the finance function to that of a more strategic partner within a business, which seems incredibly refreshing and great to hear. And I wonder, just for other business leaders that are listening and inspired by that move, can you elaborate on how Serrala facilitates such a transformation, and also what kind of changes you might have observed in the organizations that adopt that approach too and follow in your footsteps? What are you seeing here?
Yeah, for years, the role of the CFO was often seen as guarding just the financial gates. But in today's volatile market, the rise of technology and faced with unprecedented challenges, it's just not enough. Yeah. And we are, from a CFO perspective, are really faced with a new era in finance, and that truly transforms the role of the CFO from a gatekeeper to a strategic value creator. This is how we, Serrala, see the CFO office. Again, it's really a strategic value creator to a company's business. And this transformation just can only be possible with technology and automation. And we here automate key processes within the finance function. And we don't only free teams from efficient processes, poor data visibility, and inflexible legacy technologies. We also really free up resources and the own time of the finance department. So therefore, without the right system in place, finance operations tasks can be extremely manual and time consuming, and that restrains typically finance teams from being seen as back office executors. And we really redeploy those resources to strategic projects and bring value-adding operational tasks to the finance departments. And therefore, we enable them to become the strategic partner to the business that, again, seen from a finance CFO perspective, they always wanted to be. And Serrala as such really facilitates now this transformation as it brings transparency, efficiency, and speed to the finance leaders to know more about the financial health of their organizations. We make financial projections faster. We using Serrala solutions, you typically come to better informed decisions, especially around optimizing the working capital and predict outcomes. They are definitely much more accurable at the end of the day, and we really elevate the position for the office of the CFO to become a strategic partner of the business. So that's the core of our work, not just right now. So as said, we are within the business for now 40 years.
I absolutely love the line you used there about wanting to see finance going from a strategic gatekeeper to a value creator. It's a great line. And I think there's a lot of parallels between the world of finance and IT. IT used to be seen as the strategic gatekeeper or guardians of the network. And that was their role, saying no when people wanted new technology and stuff. But everything's changing now, isn't it? And I would argue that both departments are being seen going away from being blockers or gatekeepers and delivering value to the business. And both those departments doing that is so important, isn't it now?
It is. And I've been, as said earlier, I've been fortunate enough to be in a unique position as I was previously a long-term as CFO, not just as within Serrala, but in any other businesses. And I have held other CFO roles now for more than 20 years. And this experience has now given me the intrinsic need to solve the pain points of my previous role. And my journey, therefore, has really provided me with valuable insights into organizations, financial challenges. And it's really my passion for driving positive change into the different industries, but always focused on the CFO office. And this fits exactly to Serrala's aim at the end of the day. As we really digitalize the office of the CFO, we really understand the challenge of this office, that this is key. In my experience, leading finance departments has been instrumental in this area. And of course, also my background and my experience is not alone is not enough, but I nurture then this mindset really into our organization, combined with really customer-centric activities. So I still meet with customers on a daily basis, going to customers, talking to customers, going to whatever kind of events like the Finanzsymposium in Mannheim, or we have customer meetings in the US. Beginning of June, we have our so-called Serrala Summit here in Hamburg, where we expect a couple of hundred customers. So I'm there talking to customers, listening to customers, which is very important to get direct feedback from the customers, and then bringing the customer feedback also into the organization, and on top really pushing the organization to get closer into contact with customers. So our solution heads, for example, were at the end of the day, from a content perspective, fully responsible for the order to cash, the procure to pay, or the payment side of the house. I taught them really to join customers' meetings to have directly the customer's feedback. And also seen from a customer perspective, they really love to talk to the person who at the end of the day is fully responsible for the respective software solution. And that makes, I think, Serrala really unique.
And we will have business leaders listening to our conversation today all around the world. We've got a huge audience in the US as well. So what advice would you give to any business leader listening that maybe they're looking to adopt a more customer-centric approach in their leadership and product development? How can they start to become their customer and drive innovation and success? Because I think it's almost a secret sauce that everybody's looking for at the moment. But what advice would you offer here?
Well, I would say which is good. There's nothing that really is stopping a CEO from adopting this mindset and investing in gaining real and deeper customer understanding, even if they haven't been that and haven't been in the customer's shoes for the time being. And therefore, my first advice would be to really connect with customers on a one-to-one level. So really seeking out different customers in the network and spend a day and whatever time with really each of the customers and ask the right questions to understand also their perspective of the story. The customers at the end of the day, it can also seen from a CFO perspective, they are paying the bill, and therefore the just to reach out to the customers. This is a huge step, the biggest step in really becoming to get to customer-centric mindset. And then second, when you have spoken to the customers, it's very important to also implement this customer centricity approach to the own organization. And adopting really the more customer-centric approach doesn't have to be a one-person job. It needs to be the focus of the entire organization. You need, as a CEO, then really inspire your organization that customer centricity, focus on customer, makes the difference. You know, at Serrala, for example, we have implemented many key initiatives, such as that we are using and hosting customer user groups where we invite users typically to our headquarters. As said, we have the big Serrala summit where we present our house, our solutions to the customers, where we discuss solutions with existing customers and with potential new customers really in detail. So where also our customers from a, let's say, dating perspective have the chance to discuss whatever kind of things with our customers. And we are also using these summits, these top roadshows that we do in different countries around the world to also inform the customers about changes of whatever kind of legal or tax environment typically has an impact on our solutions. And this is what we then discuss with them, so that we are really a partner for the customers. Yeah. And I mean, it's fully clear within Serrala, we spend in the meantime a lot to get into contact with our customers, and that not every company can invest as many resources as we do it here at Serrala. But even a CEO of a much smaller company could implement customer-centric initiatives, seen from my perspective, and also the mindset could bring the mindset to the organization. And last but not least, with regard to that, I would really advise leaders to find the right balance between customer centricity and not to really overanalyzing or micromanage everything. So there needs to be a right balance. So here at Serrala, we have therefore three topics we are focusing on: customer, which is customer centricity, product, and people. Well, and finding the right balance between these three boxes, this is for us very, very important. So therefore, customer centricity, I think it should be an inspiration for each and every CEO.
100% with you. I absolutely love chatting with you today. We've covered so much in a short amount of time. But one final tradition we always keep on this podcast is not only do you get to share your insights, you also get to leave everyone listening with one or maybe even two final gifts. And that is a song that we can add to our Spotify playlist. Guilty pleasures are allowed. Or a book that we can add to our Amazon wish list. All I'd like to ask is, what would you like to leave everyone listening with, and why?
So that was a hard one for me, Neil. And I came up basically with both of it. Yeah. So first of all, we have now spoken a lot about customer centricity. And for sure, I would recommend I would recommend the book Winning on Purpose. It's from Fred Reichert, and he's the creator of the Net Promoter Score. It's a must-have for each and every CEO, I would say. But on the other side, as a CEO, you also need to be passionate and professional around what you do. And therefore, I would add Shake It Off from Taylor Swift, because Taylor Swift, for me, it's a great combination of great talent on the one side and hard work on the other side. As I strongly believe that hard work really outperforms talent if talent doesn't work hard. And that's for me Taylor Swift. And also as a CEO, from time to time, as you build from a strategic perspective a long-term success story, there might be some criticism, and then you just need to shake this criticism off. So that's the reason for Shake It Off from Taylor Swift.
Wow, what a great choice. I will get that added to the Spotify playlist and, of course, the book to our Amazon wishlist. And for anyone listening, just wanting to find out a little bit more information about Serrala, all the great work you're doing, maybe even contact you or your team, what's the best starting point for everything? Where would you like to point them?
So there are 2 points to get in contact. One is our homepage, which is serrala.com, and the other one you can find me on LinkedIn, and really happy to share thoughts, ideas, and things like this.
Fantastic. Well, I'll get that link added as well so people can find you nice and easily. And I've loved learning today about how for 40 years Serrala has helped businesses cut costs and automate financial processes. But I also love how you've evolved as a company and how Serrala leverages AI-driven scenario modeling and predictive analytics to provide that near real-time visibility into financial health. And another huge takeaway is where you said to me that is finance is going from being a strategic gatekeeper to a value creator. I think that's a powerful moment to end on, and a lot of food for thought there. But thanks for sitting down and sharing your story today.
Thank you, Neil. It was really great to talk. Thank you.
So as we wrap up our discussion today, I think it's clear that Serrala's journey over the past 40 years is a testament to the power of innovation and customer centricity all the way across the financial sector. And with their focus on leveraging AI to enhance financial visibility and decision-making, Axel is ultimately steering the company to enable CFOs to shift from traditional roles to becoming strategic partners within their organisations. The big question I'm left with, though, is what are the next 40 years going to hold for financial technology, and how will companies like Serrala continue to adapt and drive the evolution of this critical business function? You've heard from me, you've heard from Axel today, but I know you've got your own insights, your own experiences, and they could be quite different to what we've talked about today. But I want to get your voice heard too, so email me, techblogwriter@outlook.com, Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, just @NeilCHughes. Let me know. Other than that, I'll be waiting in your podcast feed bright and early tomorrow with another guest. But just thank you for listening today. And until next time, don't be a stranger.